Hey everybody, it's your friend Kevin with another Off the Chain. It has been a few days since I have connected with you, chatted with you, and that's my own fault. I have been a little poorly, well, food poisoning, if that makes any sense to you, and if any of you have had that, it is not pleasant, and I hold myself accountable for all of it. Thursday evening, in a rush to make a meal for myself, I did what most people would do, took something from the freezer and prepared it in the oven, and without really thinking or paying attention that fish or meat or anything of that matter, and this happened to be salmon, either needs to be thawed out. Not in this case, because it did say we could put it straight from the freezer into the oven, but it needs to be cooked longer. Now, I'm not going to give you a cooking lesson. I don't need to do that. But I thought, well, let me just turn the oven up a little higher and pop it in. And then maybe if it's a bit hotter, it'll cook a bit quicker and I can get it in a little bit faster. So that's what I did. Yeah, no, not so much. What was 25 minutes should have been 40 minutes. Yeah, and I checked. It looked all right and certainly tasted okay until, several hours later. And, no. Anyway, yeah, no, not so much. So I haven't been on. I've been reflecting, I've been healing. Thank you to all those who gave me fantastic natural health remedies. I took them seriously and did them, and they worked. I've now decided that I actually like the taste of lemon ginger in my tea. It's actually not bad at all. I kind of like it. I always do that lemon gut wash in the morning, which is basically half a lemon in hot water that you put through your belly to start the day off. That's usually what I've been doing for a while, but never thought of really slicing it up and putting it in tea. You know, it's interesting because a lot of the US culture believe that the British put lemon in their tea. Well, I think in high society, way back when, they probably did slice a lemon on top of a black tea. But I don't remember growing up like that. In England, we had builder's tea, which is just basically big old mug, some black tea bags, and then a splosh of milk on the top. I digress. So, what is the message of today? And I think really it is that the body is somewhat my holy place, my sacred place, and at least let's see, health is my holy place and sacred place. Optimal health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, and the body is my sanctuary, the place that I go, the peace that I use to do what I need to do, to get where I need to go, and to be full of vibrant health, vitality, all of those things. That's the lesson that I learned from this, and that's the message I want to bring to you. That without your health, and this comes from a good friend of mine that's now in spirit, without your health, you don't really have a whole lot. So really, keeping this fantastic biological machine in optimal condition is ultimately what we should all be striving to do, and it's what I'm going to strive to do. I will continue on my quest for getting things under control, which for the most part I've done until something comes along of my own doing. I'll admit it, put my hand up. Sorry, but that was Spirit's way of saying, oh, no, you have to do, you have to do it right. Okay, let's get right to the cards and see what message we have for you. There we go. Oh, you know, I've never shown you my little candle holder. It's actually a crystal, what would you call that? looks like what they grow in dirt, lotus. There you go. And these are candles I got at a well-known candle store. Simple, but it's rather pretty. I found it in a store. There you go. Digressing again. So get comfortable, put your feet on the floor, just ground yourself in the place, in the here and the now, in the space that you find yourself. Close your eyes down, take a big breath in, and on your exhale, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Another breath in. On your exhale, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then concentrate on what you are grateful for. Maybe grateful for being here, grateful for what you've achieved, grateful for everything you've learned, grateful for the lessons you went through, grateful for the transformations you might have experienced, grateful for the experiences that you're having. Adopt a platform of gratitude for what's about to unfold for you. And let's shuffle the cards. Great Father in the sky, wonderful Mother in the earth, thank you. Spirits, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, thank you for being here, for letting us know that you're present. Thank you for guiding this incredible message today. I am willing to listen and receive. And there's one that popped out, the Empress. Ooh, the Empress is interesting. It's a 3 too. Empress is kind of sort of like more in charge of the High Priestess. I always find those two women in tarot to be quite something. They're like, to me, sisters in a family. All right, I think that's good. I'm going to split these into 3. Today feels like a 3-card reading. So, middle pile, okay. And I'm going to take them straight off the top. 1, 2, 3. And then over they go. What we know for sure, 4 of fire. What we're working on today, 6 of air. And based on what we know, what we're working on, this is the kind of outcome. Strength, heart, challenge. And the Empress brings us this message today. So let's just straighten those up a little bit. There we go. What we know for sure and where we are is prosperity, contentment and celebration. So the 4, because it's a lovely number, it's a number of everything together. 4 legs on a table, 4 corners of the earth, 4 corners of anything. And so having these 4, this whole quad set up is a good thing. Fire being the action, let's go, let's get it happening. Wands in your traditional tarot is basically saying all the ideas are up for grabs, but now it's time to put things into action. Prosperity, contentment, celebration. We have been stuck in this place for too long, and it's time to start getting things going, getting things moving, getting things released. What we're working on is the 6th of air. Now, the number 6 is harmony, love, peace, goodwill. It's a sense of playfulness, because air is that idea, it's swords in traditional tarot. Relief, hope, moving on is really what we're working on right now. What do we do? The ideas are coming. The way to change things. We talked about being in transformation a few days ago, and what we want to transform, where we need to transform, where do we need to sort out, where do we need to dump the clutter, what do we need to organize. And if this is sounding familiar to some of the other messages I've given, it's somewhat familiar, somewhat the same, but just a reminder that we're on the right track. Now, based on these 2, what would happen and what's maybe possibly a challenge with this putting things into action, coming up with the right ideas, and then moving forward. Be careful of running in too quickly and missing some of the spaces that could possibly create a derailment. So mistakes, melodrama, and reassessment. This 5 is a little bit of a caution. Number 5 says it is dealing with the doubt. It is dealing with the back foot. It's dealing with the other shoe that drops. Not so much, because this is an air card, it isn't so much that this is going to happen, but it has the possibility of happening. So while you are excited, like I was with my dinner last Thursday, to get things done and push, don't rush the process. This is exactly what this card is saying. You can make mistakes, as you can see this chess game going on. And the 5 of air angel is sitting there with the arms crossed saying, yeah, well, you really didn't pay attention to that, did you? You didn't consider this consequence, that consequence, and look what happened. There's a big mess. So I would be looking at the 6 of air, and particularly if you are in transformation and you are making some moves, I would say, how does this benefit everyone? Because we're in a mode of changing things for the better of everyone. Even those that you might have an adversarial relationship with need to be given their space and their place to say what they need to say. Just because you may not agree with someone, or you may have had challenges in the past, it is not a time to continue those grudge-worthy battles. This is a time to put your differences aside and perhaps consider the bigger picture. You know, there are people, well, let me just get to this Empress card. Creation, abundance, and action. This Empress is the major. So we have a major arcana card governing these 3 cards. What I want to do is read for you what the Empress's message is saying about these 3. So she says, we're watching you with immense pride and love. Have no fear, for we're helping you every step of the way. A love of nature and gardening, the ability to abundantly create the perfect time to enact a plan, pregnancy, or the desire to give birth to a dream. So this would say whatever you're working on, whatever you're wanting to do, whatever you're wanting to accomplish is being seen by your angels and your archangels and your spirit guides. But my message with this interpretation is to basically say, move forward, make sure you're being kind in all directions. What I want to add to that, I was going there, we may have had some awkward moments with some people in the past. We may have awkward moments with people in the present, particularly if the people that we're dealing with remind us of a situation in the past. If that's the case for you, you are bumping up against some challenges, because, you know, we're all transitioning. Everybody, we're all moving. We've got lots of people on a little planet, if you will, and we're all shifting and we're all trying to find our way, which is why this hubbub of confusion has been going on. This group say this thing, that group say that thing, and there's protests everywhere. You're going to hear a lot of people have an opinion, and you might be reminded when you were little and you had these other people that had their opinions, and perhaps they were generations above you with their opinions. It's an opinion. There is a tendency in all of us to want to believe what we believe, to want to put our agenda across, to want to be heard, to want to be seen, to want people to say, well, wait a minute, hang on. And sometimes you have to sit back and watch rather than get in and dig, or put the boot in, as they say, or get into combat. You can do a lot if you can look at the entire playing field and see what player needs to play what spot to make the best for everyone, even if that player, that spot, necessarily wouldn't be something you agree with. And it sounds a bit wishy-washy. It sounds like, well, why would you do that? Well, because really your opinion is your opinion. Everybody else's opinion has their opinion. They're seeing the play from a different angle than you are, which is why it's so good to be a diplomat and to look at that from a broader perspective and then make your own mind up. Once you establish a nice foundation, then it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to be influenced. It's okay to be... Now, there's a difference between being influenced and manipulated. Manipulated, oof, that's not a good thing. That's when another person wants an outcome and they're going to do anything to get that outcome and they're not telling you everything. That's manipulation. No, that's not good. And you usually feel that in your gut. You can usually tell when someone's what we call fobbing you off with some silliness to get to the end of where they want to go. And in that case, for me, the polite thing would be, interesting and thank you for sharing. I'm going to choose something else, or I'm going to take a bit more time before I make a decision, and I hope that's okay, and move on. All right, my friends, I think that's it from me for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and doing all the things you've been doing. It's working. I'm not sure if we'll get to 1,000 by March 1st, but I'm hopeful, and without hope, what is there? All right, lots of love. Bye.